Once upon a time, in the heart of Pennsylvania, there stood a property known as Linden Farm, a place steeped in history and charm. This property, historically known as the Samuel Jones Farm, was not just any farm. It was where the first shots of the Battle of Brandywine were fired on September 11, 1777. As a gateway to that pivotal battle, Linden Farm played a critical role in America's fight for independence. At the heart of this farmstead was a magnificent 3-story, 8-bedroom mansion house that had been expanded in 1814. The house boasted a rich history and exuded character with its period features, including original fireplaces, wide plank floors, and handcrafted moldings. But that was just the beginning. Linden Farm also included a Chester County bank barn, a carriage house, a springhouse, a 4-seated outhouse, tack house, and a shed. These structures had all been lovingly preserved, offering a glimpse into life on a Chester County farm in the 18th century. The farmstead sat on 12 acres of land, preserved through a conservation easement with the Brandywine Conservancy. The fenced-in pasture made it perfect for horses. Linden Farm was more than a property. It was a unique opportunity to own a piece of American history while enjoying the peace and tranquility of country living. This was a once-in-a-lifetime chance that couldn't be missed. But this story wasn't just about a historic property. It was also about the estate that held it. The estate was that of a high net worth individual with a large university as the beneficiary. The executive of this grand estate was Bank of America, and they had entrusted the asset management to Cushman and Wakefield. This property had not been occupied since the passing of its owner in 2021. Before this historic gem could be put on the market, a series of activities were needed. Obtaining appraisals was just the beginning, followed by coordinating the cleanup of its contents. Determining necessary repairs and finding the right resources to carry them out was a significant task, and developing a pricing and marketing strategy for the property was no less crucial. One particularly important aspect was preparing a complete disclosure package for the property, which included recent easements granted for conservation. To make the property more appealing to potential buyers, we applied for Act 319 status on behalf of the estate, aiming to reduce the property tax burden. Coordinating and obtaining authorizations for decisions between the executor and asset manager was another challenging aspect of the process. It required seamless communication and careful coordination. The estate also needed ongoing maintenance services for landscaping, heating and cooling, and other property-related activities. When it was time to sell, the realtors didn't just put a for sale sign in front of the property. They developed marketing materials, employed social media and internet marketing, and conducted extensive property tours for every showing. Even the issue of a substantial $31,000 annual insurance premium was tackled. A more economical home insurance plan was found, keeping potential buyers interested in the property. Weekly status updates kept the executor and asset manager well informed about sales activities and feedback from prospective buyers. Price adjustments were recommended as market conditions changed, ensuring the property remained competitive. But this story wasn't just about managing and selling a historic estate. It was about going above and beyond. Questions from agents and buyers were answered, and the deal was kept together despite several obstacles, including a termination along the way by the eventual buyers. At one point, a nonprofit expressed interest in acquiring the property to turn into a museum. Meetings were held with the nonprofit and state representatives to evaluate potential funding for a purchase. Negotiations with the trustees and buyers led to an acceptable agreement, and substantial work was done to reduce the cost of repairs requested by the buyers after inspections. The realtor coordinated with trustees and estate attorneys in the final deed and settlement activities to ensure an on-time closing. The story wasn't just about a local endeavor. The realtor often handled properties where the relevant parties were not local to this property, as in this case, requiring skillful communication and coordination to keep the process smooth. The estate attorneys representing the estate were Lamb Mackerlin of Westchester, Pennsylvania. They recommended the realtor to the estate, knowing it was imperative to have skilled representation to a successful outcome. But the tale doesn't end here. The efforts of the realtor were recognized and praised by the very people who trusted him with this historic sale. From Cushman and Wakefield, Brian Sengelben, Trust Asset Director, expressed his gratitude for the time and effort that were poured into the property and sale closing. Stephen Stein, Trust Asset Manager, lauded the realtor's thoroughness and ability to come through at every level, even recommending him to other asset managers. Christopher Menino, Senior Vice President of Estate Settlement Services at Bank of America and the executor of the estate, expressed his thanks for the work in getting the house on the market, coordinating negotiations, and finally taking them over the finish line for the closing. In conclusion, this story isn't about a property and an estate. It's about a journey that blends history, high net worth, expert management, and a touch of magic. It is a testament to the realtor's ability to handle estates of all sizes and to make the impossible happen, turning historical significance into a brighter future. The praises from the trustees and asset managers serve as a testament to the realtor's dedication and expertise in managing and selling estates, regardless of size or condition.